This video is brought to you by lavelsoccer.co.uk, one of the world's best online international soccer retailers. Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Puma King 2013 with the mixed sole soft ground stud pattern in the black, white, and ribbon red colorway. If you guys could take a second to leave a like on the video right now, it would be greatly appreciated. Get these out of the box so you can get a good look at them. As far as extras go, you do get a stud wrench included with the shoes, which shouldn't be surprising. Stud wrench is pretty much included with any soft ground model, and that's pretty much it as far as extras go. So I'll get this box out of the way. And like I said, this is the soft ground mixed sole version of the Puma King 2013. Very similar concept to what you're going to find in the SG Pro. SG Pro is kind of Nike's way of saying mixed sole. Basically, it means that you have your 6 standard soft ground screw-in metal studs along with some molded studs in between. And again, there's tons of confusion with mixed soles nowadays. People are under the impression that they can use these as basically multi-surface stud patterns, either to be used on firm ground or even artificial grass. But that is not the case. I've explained this many times. I'll leave an annotation on screen to a video where I explain what types of stud patterns are for what types of playing surfaces, but just keep in mind that this is a stud pattern designed for soft ground and soft ground only. Using a soft ground stud pattern on anything that's not soft ground, you could potentially cause injury to yourself, you could damage the shoes prematurely, and it's just not going to perform all that well, believe it or not. So like I said, this is a soft ground stud pattern designed for soft ground use only. I do have a pair of firm ground Puma King 2013s on the way right now. Hopefully I will have them in the next week or so. So look forward to that, like I said, in about a week's time. As far as the Puma King 2013 goes, this is the first one that I'm bringing in. It's the first time that I'm having it in my hands. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy with them. It's definitely a major change from any of the past Puma King releases. And for any of you that are kind of big soccer shoe geeks, you know the Puma King series is one of those ones that's been around for a long time. I don't know how many models in we are now, but the Puma King definitely rivals the Predator series or even the Mercurial Vapor series. It might be older than both of them. I'm not completely sure there, but it's one of the longest running series of soccer shoes still around today, I should say. And like I said, this is the kind of first modernization of the Puma King series that we've seen, and it's changed pretty significantly from any of the past models. The first major change that really stands out to me, and that a lot of people are probably not too happy about, is that this one does not feature a kangaroo leather upper. Instead, you're getting a calfskin leather upper, and a lot of people are probably asking, why did Puma do that? There's no real explanation. You're seeing a lot of companies getting away from kangaroo leather, and believe it or not, it's not so much the quality. They think that a calfskin leather is going to be better. It's a business for these guys. They're trying to make as much money as possible, and calfskin leather is cheaper than kangaroo leather. It's business at the end of the day. These companies, like I said, they're trying to increase their profit margin. So if it means taking away kangaroo leather, that's really what they have to do. And to me, a lot of people kind of don't understand leather in the first place. Kangaroo leather doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good. It really depends on the actual quality of the leather itself. And whatever animal it's from really doesn't matter to me in the long run. Because if you ask me, this calfskin leather feels really, really nice quality. Has a good thickness to it. Very, very soft from right out of the box. It feels equally as good quality as what we saw on the last version of the Puma King, which was the Puma King Finale. So I'm not really complaining all that much there. As far as the amount of leather you're getting on the shoe, that seems to be cut down from past models. And again, it's kind of just goes with the modern direction that they've taken the Puma King 2013. Kind of with similar cutoff points as the Puma Evo Speed 1K, for those of you that are familiar with that shoe. If you're not, I'll leave an annotation on screen. You have these kind of Puma logos in white on the outside and inside of the shoe, and that is made out of full synthetic. So you're going to see this black leather cutting off at the top of the Puma logo. On the outside here, you have a little bit of extra leather on the outside right here at the back of the Puma logo. And then on the instep, it's pretty much entirely synthetic, except for this black section that runs above the Puma logo again. This white section on the shoe is actually made out of I want to say more rigid, more structurally stable synthetic, a little bit thinner than what you're going to find on the leather. There's not really any kind of padding to it, but it's going to do a good job of actually holding your foot in place. And like I said, they're trying to go for a more modern themed version of the Puma King. Which, like I said, some people might not be happy with, some people are. I'm really curious to try it out. I'm I'm pretty excited. I think that this looks really, really good. I like the design. I think it's a good idea by Puma. I'm a little bit skeptical about keeping the entire instep synthetic. Just this red part on here, it's difficult to tell online, but it is actually synthetic, as you guys can see, as opposed to being leather, where, like I said, this section is definitely leather. So it's an interesting choice by Puma, but I think it's going to provide some good lateral stability on the sides of the shoe, because you can see that they've placed these Puma logos with this stiffer material in the sections of the shoe that are going to be taking a lot of abuse. So it's going to keep the shoe from overstretching and still provide that nice soft touch in the forefoot area of the boot. This still has that central lacing system, as you guys can see, and they've gotten rid of the fold over tongue, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about. I'm happy about that. The fold over tongue really didn't bother me, but it's not something that everybody likes nowadays. A lot of companies are getting away from it. And then of course you do have a full leather tongue as well, with a little bit of padding running through the center of the tongue to avoid any kind of lace bite, as well as provide a slightly softer, more cushioned touch on the ball. You have these little kind of white strips of that harder synthetic material as well, just to provide that little bit of extra support to help wrap your midfoot, and again, keep the eyelets from overstretching on the shoe itself. If we move on to the back of the shoe, you're going to notice that there is an external heel counter here in white and silver. You have that King logo right on the back. Looks really, really good. It's the first Puma King ever to feature an external plastic heel counter. And the external plastic heel counter is something that a lot of companies are getting away from. Everything seems to be internal nowadays. Not sure why that is. You still see the Addies here are using that external heel counter, and I'm personally a really big fan of it. Really like the look of it, really like the feel of it. I feel like it's more supportive than the internal ones, and it ends up being a little bit stiffer. So it's nice to see that addition on the Puma King, if you ask me. You do have this white liner on the inside. It's made out of like a synthetic, potentially natural leather upper, leather material, sorry. And it's kind of crinkled, has some really good padding to it. Personally, my favorite type of material to have in the liner of a shoe. Really excited to try that out. Feels nice and soft, very, very comfortable. And then if I pull out the insole, you guys can get a look at that itself as well. You do have like a woven mesh on the top there. And you have a really nicely padded EVA foam, kind of like zonal cushioning points on the insole itself. But it's a nice amount of padding, which is something that I definitely can appreciate from an insole. Puma generally does a good job with their insoles. And then if we move on to the sole plate and stud pattern itself, the sole plate itself is made out of Pebax material, which is a very a very flexible type of plastic. It's a premium plastic as well, similar to what you're seeing on a lot of high-end shoes. The Puma King SL also uses the Pebax material. Very lightweight, very responsive, very, very flexible. And the shoe itself is actually very lightweight in its construction, which you'll see a little bit later in the weigh-in portion of this video. And then if we move on to the stud pattern itself, you do have your mixed sole layout, which is somewhat unusual on the Puma King. You have two metal studs at the very tip, which, like I said, this makes this very much geared towards soft ground, because if you were to use this on any other type of plain surface, you're going to have some issues with discomfort, and it's just not going to perform all that well. You have your offset studs in the forefoot area of the shoe, and then you have your metal studs again at the very back of the heel, which is again somewhat of an unusual layout on the shoe. And then you have your molded studs in between, two in the front here, two at the base of the forefoot, one support stud in the middle, and then one extra stud here towards the front of the forefoot on the outside. So very interesting layout. Definitely should perform very well on soft ground. Gonna give them a try. But that's pretty much it as far as the unboxing portion of this video goes. And we'll move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how light these are. The Puma King series has never been about being lightweight, but with the 2013 redesign, Puma has tried to keep the shoe a little bit lighter than any of the previous models, and they've done that pretty successfully. I believe the firm ground version of the Puma King 2013 has a listed weight somewhere around that 8-ounce mark, which is very lightweight, and I would expect this shoe to weigh in somewhere around between 9 and 10 ounces, just judging by how it feels, which is really, really good for a mixed sole soft ground stud pattern. So I'm going to throw these on the scale. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. You guys are going to be able to see exactly what it weighs in real time. And this pair weighs in at 9.85 ounces. So under that 10-ounce mark for a soft ground model is very, very lightweight. And I expect the firm ground model to be a lot lighter, simply because you have some pretty bulky metal studs on this particular shoe, which can make up quite a bit of weight. You might be surprised how much weight it actually does make up. But again, does it really matter that much as far as weighing you down when you're running? Not really. A lot of people kind of read way too much into the weight of their soccer shoes. They provide a nice lightweight feel, but they're not going to make you run any faster, and those of you that are complaining that your shoes are weighing you down and they're making you more fatigued, there is some valid argument there, but at the end of the day, if you're not in shape, you're not in shape. It doesn't matter how light your soccer shoes are. But that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of this video goes. And I'll move on to a quick on-feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit. Alright, here's a look at the Puma Kings on feet. And from right out of the box, I'm very happy with how they feel. They're nice and comfortable. The leather is very soft, very flexible. And while there is going to be some break-in time with this shoe, I don't feel like I'm going to be in any kind of discomfort, which is definitely a good thing. As far as the synthetic section and the Puma logos go, I talked about that being a little bit stiffer, a little bit more supportive, and it really hugs your foot tighter than the rest of the leather. So you have a very kind of, I don't want to say loose fit, but you have that leather fit in the forefoot, and you have a slightly tighter fit on the sides, which is a good thing. It provides that nice lateral support, really locks your foot down inside of the shoe, and gives it a unique feel for a natural leather soccer shoe. The only thing I am a little bit skeptical of is this instep that is full synthetic, as opposed to being natural leather, which is what we're used to from the Puma King series. You have that central lacing system that allows you to really get the shoes nice and tight. There's a little bit of extra padding through the tongue, which I'm personally a big fan of. And you really can get a secure fit on this shoe. It's not overly narrow fitting at all. So if you do have wider feet, this seems like it's going to be a pretty good option for you, especially after the upper has stretched a little bit. You do have that very nice heel liner in the back, like I mentioned earlier. Really nice and comfortable, and that external heel counter does a good job of keeping everything nice and secure and locked in place. As far as sizing goes, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit in the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I strongly recommend going true to size. That's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video goes, and move on to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing plus on-feet video of the Puma King 2013 with the soft ground midsole. I'm going to get to testing these very, very shortly. Very curious to see how they're going to perform because they look really good in my opinion. I'm excited that Puma has finally changed up the King series of shoes, and I think that they've done a good job just judging by first impressions. So look out for my full review hopefully in the next 3-4 weeks. It should go up on the review page of my website. In the meantime, if you want to check out the review page right now, you're going to find the high quality images of this exact pair. That'll give you a better idea as to how it actually does look in person, give you some of the close-up details that you won't find in the online stock photos, as well as you'll find buy it now links with the best prices online, including some exclusive SR4U coupon codes to get you guys some additional discounts if you are interested in ordering a pair for yourself. If you do have any questions regarding this shoe right now, feel free to leave a question down below in the comment section. If you guys could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. If you did enjoy today's video and you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear, such as more unboxing and on-feet videos, reviews, comparisons, free kicks, all kinds of soccer related stuff. Like I said, if you want to be up to date with all the latest and greatest as far as soccer gear goes, this is the channel for you, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you do have any questions not related to the video, feel free to ask those on the SR4U Facebook fan page, which again, you can find a link down below in the description. One last thing, I do have an Instagram account as well. My Instagram name is VujoJosh, just like this channel name. You can go ahead and look me up, or again, the link can be found down below in the description. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.